You sit down to study. Books open, notes ready, but somehow your mind drifts. 10 minutes in, and you're already checking your phone. You tell yourself, okay, this time I'll focus. But an hour later, you've read the same paragraph 5 times, and nothing sticks. Sound familiar? We've all been there, thinking we're studying, when in reality, our brain is just existing next to the book. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you lack motivation. It's that no one ever taught you how to study effectively. So in this video, we're going to fix that. You'll learn 5 study secrets, not the usual make a schedule or highlight your notes kind of advice, but real psychology-backed techniques that actually make learning stick. By the end, you'll understand exactly why your old methods weren't working and how to finally make your study time shorter, sharper, and more effective. Let's begin. Secret number 1. The active recall rule. Don't read, retrieve. Most people study by rereading their notes. It feels productive. You're seeing familiar words, recognizing the text. But recognition is not understanding. Here's the truth. You only remember what you actively try to recall. So instead of rereading your notes, close the book and try to retrieve the information from memory. For example, after studying a chapter, ask yourself, what were the 3 main points? Or, if I had to teach this to a friend, how would I explain it? That tiny act of pulling knowledge from your brain creates a mental workout. It strengthens memory pathways far more than passive review ever could. It's like the difference between watching someone lift weights and lifting them yourself. When I first tried this, I was preparing for a history exam. I closed the textbook and tried to explain the causes of World War I out loud to my wall. It felt awkward. But after just 2 sessions, I realized something strange. I could actually remember the causes in order, even days later. That's the power of retrieval. So the first secret? Stop reading. Start remembering. Secret number 2. The spacing effect. Don't cram. Spread it. You know that last-minute rush before exams? 5 hours straight, coffee-fueled panic studying. Here's the harsh truth. Cramming works, but only for the test tomorrow. If you want the knowledge to last, your brain needs space to breathe. This is called the spacing effect. When you study material in short, repeated sessions spread over time, you remember it longer and with less effort. Think of it like watering a plant. You can't dump a month's worth of water on it in one day. You have to water it a little, regularly. That's how your brain grows knowledge. Example: if you're learning vocabulary, review it once today, again 2 days later, then after a week, and once more after 2 weeks. You'll find that even without studying harder, you're remembering deeper. Apps like Anki or Quizlet are built on this principle. They automatically remind you right before you're about to forget something. That's the sweet spot for memory. The common mistake? Students think, I don't have time to space it out. But ironically, spacing saves time. Because instead of relearning the same chapter 5 times, you learn it once and keep it. Secret number 3. The Pomodoro focus method. Train your focus muscles. Let's be honest. Focus is one of the hardest things today. Between phones, notifications, and even background thoughts, our attention span has become paper thin. That's where the Pomodoro technique comes in. It's simple. Study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and repeat. After 4 rounds, take a longer 20-minute break. Why does this work? Because it turns studying into a game of focus. You're not saying, I have to study for 3 hours. You're saying, I just need to focus for 25 minutes. That's doable.
And when you train your brain to focus in short bursts, you build mental endurance over time.
I used to think 25 minutes was too short, until I realized that during those minutes I was completely locked in. No phone, no distractions. And somehow that made 2 hours of work feel peaceful. That's when I stopped burning out. Pitfall: don't spend your breaks scrolling on social media. That resets your brain's dopamine system and kills focus for the next round. Instead, stretch, walk, or stare out the window. You'll come back sharper.
Secret number 4. Interleaving. Mix, don't block. Have you ever studied one subject for hours, math, then biology, then chemistry, in perfect, neat blocks? It feels organized, but it's not how your brain learns best. Research shows that mixing different topics or problem types together, a method called interleaving, actually improves long-term learning. Why? Because it forces your brain to compare and differentiate between ideas rather than just memorize them in isolation. Example: if you're practicing math, instead of doing 20 algebra problems, try 5 algebra, 5 geometry, 5 statistics, 5 word problems. That small mixing creates friction, but that friction is learning. It's like training your brain to recognize patterns, not just repeat them. At first, it'll feel harder. You'll think, wait, I'm getting more answers wrong. But that's okay, because mistakes in interleaving mean you're building flexible knowledge. It's the difference between cramming facts and understanding systems.
Secret number 5, the environment trigger. Let your space study with you. Your brain links context with memory. That means where and how you study affects what you remember. If you always study on your bed, your brain associates that place with rest, not alertness. So one of the easiest study upgrades is to create a dedicated study zone. It doesn't have to be fancy, just clean, quiet, and consistent. A place your brain knows, here we focus. Example: when I was in college, I had a single wooden desk, one lamp, one notebook, one pen. Every time I sat there, my brain clicked into study mode almost automatically. Even 5 minutes there felt different than 2 hours elsewhere. Environment becomes a cue. It trains your mind faster than motivation ever could. Don't chase perfect environments. You don't need aesthetic stationery or an expensive desk. You just need consistency. It's not about how your space looks. It's about what your brain expects there. It doesn't have to be fancy, just clean, quiet, and consistent. A place your brain knows, here we focus. Example: when I was in college, I had a single wooden desk, one lamp, one notebook, one pen. Every time I sat there, my brain clicked into study mode almost automatically. Even 5 minutes there felt different than 2 hours elsewhere. Environment becomes a cue. It trains your mind faster than motivation ever could. Don't chase perfect environments. You don't need aesthetic stationery or an expensive desk. You just need consistency. It's not about how your space looks. It's about what your brain expects there.
Studying effectively isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. When you retrieve knowledge instead of rereading, when you space it out instead of cramming, when you focus in short bursts, when you mix subjects instead of blocking them, and when your environment supports your focus, you unlock a version of studying that feels lighter, calmer, and 10 times more efficient. Because learning isn't supposed to drain you, it's supposed to change you. So here's your small challenge. Pick one of these 5 methods just one, and use it for the next 3 study sessions. Don't aim for perfection, just test it. You'll feel the shift, the calm focus, the clarity, the, "Oh, I actually get this now." And when that happens, come back and tell me which method worked best for you. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It helps more students find these lessons. And if you want to keep improving your mind and habits, subscribe for more simply easy ways to learn smarter. Because studying isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters better.